Some kind of way out of here. Sell a drug, come to live. There's too much confusion. I can't get no relief. Businessmen that come and dream my wife. That man come in and leave my earth. Oh, wasn't on the line. Nobody's hurt. Oh, yeah. This is not our place, so let us not speak or slip down. People's getting paid. Coming in at number 2, all along the Watchtower, climbing the charts here at the American Billboard Music Files. Good evening, everybody. What a last-minute show here. What Say You? A show where we focus on you, the viewer, what you have to say for yourself and others and what is taking place. I am your humble host here tonight, your cruise director, Dean Ryan, who is cruising with you here all night here on the last minute edition as, a lot of things are happening. We had some tech issues just the other night. And we have a lot of new viewers, and you'll find out more often than not. These things happen unbeknownst to me, these glitch attacks that happen. So we do apologize for that. But let me tell you, this is we're just days away. We're days away from the world changing officially. Yes, we are. As a matter of fact, 5 days away. I correct myself all the time. What's one more? 4 days, 4 hours, 52 minutes, and 37 seconds. Can you just feel the nerves in America tonight? I know you can out there. So we're going to be talking about a few things like that. And I should tell you right now, right off the bat, this coming Monday, you don't want to be anywhere else except for right here at Real Deal Media. Real Deal Media's Inauguration Day 2025, live 12 p.m. Eastern, high noon. We'll be covering it right here with all of our correspondents all over the world, Jim Fetzer, myself, Aaron Cates, and many other surprises. We'll be giving you play-by-play of an incredibly huge day. Why can't it just happen now? But you don't want to miss that. Plus, tomorrow night, before I forget, a long time overdue. We haven't done something like this in 5 years, but mainly LA is the season premiere of 6 Underground Los Angeles Tunnels. A lot of research is going into this one. We're going to be putting a huge effort in this. Tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern, season premiere of 6 Underground, one of our most incredibly applauded new shows out there. You don't want to miss that tomorrow night. So that is something. We'll have some special shows for everybody in the days leading up to Inauguration 2025. All right. Okay, that's how that one is. All right, this is What Say You. We're going to be monitoring questions as we are broadcasting live on Dean Ryan TV. Hello to, there's a few of you that can find me. We don't get notices. Hello to all of you. We're also on Rumble, and that's where we are tonight. No Facebook, because we are being heavily censored there for now. But tomorrow night that will change. Anyways, a lot of people have questions. Yes, and happy birthday to Mary Gangloff, who shares the same birthday as me. Thank you. Thank your parents. Very good timing. We have a lot of things in common. Thank you, Mary, one of our longtime members. How are you doing? Also, so I'll be scouring here. Here's some things that are just on my mind. We have James O'Keefe, who's now come forward to talk about some kind of plot to stop Trump this coming Inauguration Day. He was just on with Alex not that long ago. Let's check it out. We'll talk about it after. Yeah, let's wet our palate. Here we go.
As I was late, I was just producing. I confronted him. We're about to get that video out momentarily. But this guy, senior official at the Pentagon, Joint Chiefs of Staff inside this room, which is called the tank. Now, I've never heard of this, but apparently the tank is where the Joint Chiefs of Staff have their secret situation room inside the Pentagon. And he's disclosing all this to a total stranger. One of my journalistic colleagues recorded him, Alex. And last night we heard back from a spokesperson at the Pentagon he's apparently been fired. This is a former special agent, current senior advisor, Booz Allen Hamilton, and former assistant to Hillary Clinton. So we seem to have, it's the irony here. A spy hunter is what he describes himself as, evidently not a very good one.
It's just stunning. And we did play your report and the latest yesterday with the spokesperson from the Joint Chiefs of Staff. For me, the real angle here is, and I think you've been to plans, if Trump was states, Jamie Raskin, Carble saying we're going to have to uprise if he does get in. I mean, they've governors and mayors talking about uprisings. I mean, they're planning something big. I know you just go to what you've caught him here doing, but this is a big deal.
Yeah, I got to be careful as the reporter here. I got to keep it to the quotes, but he does say he's working with retired generals to, quote, see what he can do regarding the incoming Trump administration. What's also interesting, Alex, is for the briefing, the Joint Chiefs inside the ring at the Pentagon. So I think we may have stumbled into something even bigger for the people I've.
Yeah, kind of interesting. I'll have to look him up. All right, we are back. We are back. Hopefully you can hear me. What an incredible night this has turned into, ladies and gentlemen, as I'm monitoring the culture as it spins, turns, and spins all over again. Andrew Callahan is in town here tonight. We're going to try to get an interview. He's a local hero who's really challenging the establishment narrative. So we'll see if we can grab him as he comes through the halls here at our makeshift studio. Just that's how it is. Anyways, what you saw there with Alex and James O'Keefe, who is literally laying it all out of what their plans are. You have a senior advisor, Joint Staff, Department of Defense now. They're planning something. They're plotting something. And if you put it just into brass tacks, and if you were the Democrat right now, or the Democrats, will you just allow a peaceful transfer of power and try to cooperate with the people who have the treason, the people who have the Wiener laptop, the people who have the Diddy files and the Epstein files? So that's why you're seeing a new Mark Zuckerberg. That's why Harley Davidson and others, soon to be Starbucks, by the way, are dropping the DEI cultural Marxist tactics. Let's call them what they are. And here's what we're learning here, too. Here's what we're learning. There are United States embassies overseas that are trafficking children in our name, all up and down Africa. And let me tell you who's in cahoots with them. The LGBTQ Incorporated at the very top. The communist outfit called LGBTQ. The T. You know, they want us to fight about trannies. Well, what's to fight about? It's a make-believe psychosis they created in 1990 so they can make millions off people who want to be trans, who have to take the pills and everything, big pharma, to achieve that. So we're seeing now the twisted logic, the societal downturn of young people who just don't have the critical thinking skills, are lacking the fundamental elements in food and supplements that have been totally downtrodden from the Appalachian mountains and all of the geoengineering happening there to the California wineries. The chemtrails spare nobody. They spare nobody. That's why there's high levels of cancer. There's high levels of infertility. But that's okay, because they have in vitro fertilization for women. Because that just does nothing to them. Just puts pumps them full of hormones, and they become ranging, like Joan Collins from hell. Believe me, I know. Anyways, so that's what Alex had to share, and just a little bit here from James O'Keefe, to stay a little longer to see what he's talking about, because we can play the Shocktober surprise of what this Black Swan event's going to be. I have some ideas, and I think they involve drones. Let's finish this up here. Okay, well, that's as far as we're going there tonight, obviously. The tech gods really hate me, don't they? Anyways, thank you, James O'Keefe, for that. Okay, let's go to another one here. Oh, there's some other big news happening that's outside of LA that we're going to get to now, happening in a ceasefire module. We'll come back to the fires as they're pressing. But now, this is just happening. Israel and Hamas have now garnished a ceasefire. Unfortunately for Benjamin Netanyahu, whose wag the dog days are coming to an end. Yeah, that's right. The Greater Israel Project is now being exposed for the toothless, lizard-lot, disgusting, downtrodden strategy it's been from its inception. Well, now Israel-Hamas ceasefire in Gaza is confirmed by U.S. and Qatar. And I actually looked into this. I'm going to tell you how this went. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well, Israel and Hamas have agreed to the ceasefire, which Hamas has been trying to do a ceasefire and hand over the hostages for well over a year. Israel's rejected from time and time and time again. Well, to pause the devastating war now in the Gaza Strip, the United States and Qatar, who is just as guilty as Israel for creating, funding Hamas, the Israeli version of the ISIS, the Israeli version of the Al-Qaeda. So now they're raising now the possibility of winding down the deadliest, the most destructive fighting between the bitter enemies. You think Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office did not confirm the deal, saying the final details were being sorted out. Yeah, because he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to do it. So here's some pointers on it, in case you're taking score at home. I like to play Israeli bingo like myself. Well, here it is. Here it was. Israel-Hamas, here's some things you need to know. Well, there's the clock. This is one of those days. Let's try this again. Israel-Hamas, the wind down. And what do you think we're going to discover underneath those tunnels here? So here's what to know. When would the deal take effect? Officials from the U.S. and Qatar said the deal would begin Sunday. Netanyahu's office said in a statement that it hoped the final details of the deal would be worked out Wednesday night. What happens to the hostages? What happens to the nearly 100 hostages? Now, mind you, too, just like I said, they've been offering to hand over the hostages for well over a year. And these people don't want to do it. These people don't want to do it because they're living up to the Albert Pike prediction. The creation of Israel to then be the flaming hemorrhoid of the Middle East, to then spark a World War III, get everybody to hate Israel, the country, to the point it doesn't exist, and move all those people to the new Israel, which was supposed to be Ukraine. The axis of evil for Israel is Iraq, Iran, and Syria. They got the two. There's one more to go. We see how this is. Israel's in a proxy war with China, and they're using us as little tools and stepping stones to achieve their goals here. Let's go back to the list here. Well, what happens to the hostages, you might ask? Well, nearly 100 people are still captive inside Gaza. And Israel's military believes at least a third are dead. The three-phased agreement would begin within the release of 33 women, children, older adults, wounded civilians, in exchange for hundreds of Palestinian women. Children imprisoned by Israel soldiers and other male captives would be held in second place. Yeah. Thousands. And how many of them sexually assaulted in the IDF prisons? How many? You know what I'm saying? How many of these IDFs are doing their own freak-off parties when the cameras are off? And I think the answer is going to be staggering. Finally, what does this mean for the war? Well, the agreement would bring relief to the hard-hit Gaza Strip, where Israel's offensive has reduced large areas to rubble, displaced around 90% of the population of 2.3 million. Many at risk of famine, of course. You can't send any food in there. It has to go through Israel. You can't send any supplies. The Coast Guard intercepts it and then literally throws it away, if not incinerates it after insulting the recipients. It's rather disgusting. And anyone who's looked into this region for over 10 years like myself can tell you, yeah. A lot of what you hear is true. It is a nightmare. But more about this, shall we? There it is. Yeah. Any day now, Qatar, and the mass band is just days away from his exiting into the glue factory. Just incredible. Just incredible. Here's some other things here. Let's see what people are talking about. Mr. Walton says, Biden actor taking credit for it. Yeah, I'm not happy about that too. I think the credit should go to the dead recipient himself, the dead president of Biden. I don't like his understudies taking all the credit. I'm with you on that. Okay. And hopefully everyone can see us on Rumble. Last minute show. Here's another one here. We have Hammer Time. Commies had their chance during COVID and they failed. We pasted the tipping point. Heads of the snake are gone, and only minions left to clean up. Hammer Time, very intuitive. Yes, this is a big cleanup operation, I believe. A big cleanup operation. And I think what you're seeing too, if I might add, are the contingency plans of well-embedded criminals who have infiltrated the political parties, who've infiltrated our industries, but also infiltrated education and virtually every institution from psychology and health to get us to hate each other, to kill us, to kill our culture, kill our people, and to exterminate every evidence in an anti-humanist way as the transhumanism trends. They're going for it. They're accelerating to the top. So anyways, a lot of trans. You know, since I've been, I must say, since I've been roaming California, monitoring what's happening in the Southern California and the fires, I haven't been here in years. I have to be honest, there is an uptick of transgender people or men wearing all kinds of unusual things, and it's an illness that's being promoted. It is a government-sponsored, subsidized illness that they're doing to us. Unbelievable. But thank you, Hammer Time. All right, here's another one here. Speaking of these things, there's a nominee now, Pete Hegseth, who's nominee for defense secretary. You might have heard some of his outlandish historians that are now commenting on him. Trump nominee Pete Hegseth weathers Democrat grilling to emerge largely unscathed. That's right. Endured fierce Democratic grilling over everything, and his inexperience, alleged drinking So basically, if you've drank or done any drugs in your life, they're like, oh my God, how could you have done that? We can't trust him at all. We only like, and adrenochrome type people, not these, whiskey, just maker's mark types. Yeah, so it looks like he's going to get it. Several other committee Republicans who laughter from friendly audience supporters. Yeah, 44 years old. 44 years old. There's a great clip, if I can find it, of him getting questioned by Pocahontas. It is just next level. But yeah, he is what you would perceive as a Christian Zionist. What you would perceive as a Christian Zionist. And a lot of the stylings you have to do and get in the hurdles you have to get past to get into the arena of power is staggering. So you either get into the arena of power like a Trudeau or what have you through the CCP, the WEF like Trudeau did, or through the Zionists, tunnels to heaven. And that's how you get in there. And then if you wear your cards on your sleeve and why you're not going to see Israel as a friend, they punish you. They punish you. And here's what I'm talking about. More of these videos are coming out. I'm just going to cover it all here tonight. I'm not backing down ever. Here it is.
אבל אנחנו הולכים למסלול התנגשות עם הממשל האמריקאי. ארצות הברית זה לא מקשה אחת, זה לא מקשה אחת. יש את הסנאט, יש את הקונגרס, יש את הכוח היהודי שהוא עצום, יותר חזק משהיה אי פעם. יש דעת קהל, יש לנו כוחות כבירים בדעת הקהל שמתנגדים למדיניות הזאת, גדולי הפרשנים. אמריקה לא תכפה עלינו דבר. אבל אנחנו הולכים למסלול התנגשות עם הממשל.
Chumps. We're chumps, aren't we? Chumps. All chumps. All chumps. And the chumps who go with this are the same chumps who go with the LGBTQ and never question it, or the chumps that go with the BLM, another state-created faction of controlled opposition. We are surrounded by chumps, but there's no chumps here tonight. We get it. We get it. Anyways, so yeah, that's how that one goes. It looks like Pete Hegseth is definitely going to get in. They question him, and it's so stupid. It does not resonate with the American people to find out like it used to. Oh no, somebody smoked marijuana. Oh no, somebody did cocaine. Oh my God. How could that happen? Oh, he drank in college? How did that happen? So, if anyone has that video of him and Pocahontas, what's her name? What's that damn senator's name? Pocahontas. Somebody tell me out there. Anyways, we're going to continue here. We'll come back to that. Here's another rumor out here. Here's another rumor. You might have seen the funeral the other day of Jimmy Carter. I was not invited. I did not have my dry cleaning done in time, but now people are asking, wait a minute, where's Michelle Obama? Everybody's wife is there, significant other. Where's Michelle Obama? Well, look at this story here. This is making the rounds now. People are saying now Barack and Michelle, speculation of divorce. Get out. There it is. Barack Obama and Michelle speculation heading for divorce amid notable public absences. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we told you. And by the way, if you really are looking for Michelle Obama, this is the most recent picture we found it. We had one of our sleuths. Yes, there's that Olympiad triad swimmer. Rick James. Wonderful. Rick James, everybody. But let me tell you about this, though. We like a good controversy around here, don't we? Well, Barack and Michelle Obama sparked speculation. They're heading for divorce amid notable public absences. And there seems to be a big bulge of differences between them. That's right. Could Barack and Michelle Obama be heading for a divorce? Speculation grows. Some fans are starting to suspect something is awry in the former's first couple's marriage. After news broke, Michelle would not be attending Donald Trump's inauguration. Real shame. Real shame. She'd been sitting with the other linebackers from the Giants as well. Well, former crime president himself, Barack Obama, is confirmed to attend the 60th inaugural ceremony. Former First Lady and rumored huge tranny, Michelle Obama, will not attend the upcoming, and nobody knows why. Nobody knows why. Now they're saying Obama divorce would not be on the calendar of 2025. However, they're saying there could be a looming break between the two alternative lifestyle CIA assets who used their demonic powers to capture the White House that one time. So that is something. Speaking of the inauguration, will it happen? What do you think out there? Would it happen? Would you go? How would you do it? Will there be a plot to stop the inauguration? Will there be any kind of weather weapons? Interesting. Smart meters. Well, here's Dane Whittington. Just so happened to be on the Mike Adams show, talking about some of these incredible anomalies that are now coming reality more and more as people are figuring out how to defend themselves. Well, check this out. We'll discuss after.
The statements from former presidential advisor Zbigniew Brzezinski from Johnson all the way up to 2017, that he stated, quote unquote, on the record, with today's technology, it's far easier to kill 1 million people than to control them. So again, for anyone at this point, with all the data that's available to us, to think that those in power, those who print the money, those who are truly controlling the strings here, that they give a damn about any of us. We're not just expendable to those in power, especially the U.S. population, many of whom are heavily armed. We're not just expendable to those who actually control the levers of power. We are a rapidly increasing liability to them. So thus, with that in mind, the preparations for what just happened, and it's ongoing in LA, not just the drying out of the entire region, not just the coating of that entire region for how many months, I mean, the better part of a year, coating those regions with a dust, literally an incendiary dust. And now the winds, and that's very key. Many people are programmed to believe that nothing man can do could possibly affect surface wind flows. That couldn't be further from the truth.
Yeah.
From just what people can see with their own eyes, let's pretend for a minute that what we see in our skies is just condensation. And I mean, let's really pretend, because it's not. It's a particulate dispersion. We have film footage of it happening, on nozzles visible, turning on and off. As you know, we've taken aircraft altitude, top testing aircraft. This is a particulate dispersion, but let's just pretend it's condensation that's covering the entire horizon. That radically affects surface wind flows because you affect convection. But now let's carry it to what is actually reality. These are electrically conductive particulates. And when you ionize the atmosphere, you make those particulates much more susceptible to manipulation with frequency transmissions, not just from weapons of mass destruction like HAARP in Alaska, but from ground-based networks like the NEXRAD network. So you can literally create atmospheric pressure zones. And when you create opposing pressure zones, the atmosphere wants to balance that out. So there's going to be a surface wind flow. And in this type of manner, they can and absolutely are creating surface wind flows. And the same is true in Lahaina. Mike, you remember in Lahaina, you had an extremely, meteorologists call it an extremely anomalous high pressure zone to the north of Maui in that case. And you had an extremely anomalous low pressure zone to the south, Hurricane Dora, that had an almost record length track. So Dora's spinning counterclockwise, the high pressure zone spinning clockwise, and the gradient between those two, Lahaina was not in the direct wind field of either atmospheric pressure zone, but in the zone between the two, you create a wind tunnel. Thus you create a blowtorch, a bellows effect. And that radically, because you're pumping air into the fire, it radically increases temperatures. and it's tough to escape. And I'll leave it with this, Mike. And even on top of all that, we are definitely seeing structures ignited on the inside before the fires even reach the structure. Now,
Whoa! What are you saying?
Here's this is all I'm saying. That we know, in the case of smart meters, we know that they start fires.
There you go. Thank you. There's the big secret. There's the big secret. We know what started these fires. It's a combination of things. We know at the low level, they're arson. At the higher level, they're DEWs. This should be called a criminal investigation. Too many people are talking about let's build back better. It's rubbing me the wrong way. I'm sorry, but this is a criminal investigation. Now, I don't put it past, very noticeable too, the people who are not home, the stars who are not in their homes, but who are getting ahead of the story, like Jamie Lee Curtis, David Spade, are saying, oh, we'll pay $5,000 if you could just find all the arsonists who are doing this, who are old migrants being let go. They're going to burn, at least attempt to burn all of California, where all the bodies are buried. We have reports now in San Diego as of last night, probably 30% contained fire. They're now starting them all over the state in the run-up to the inauguration. And I'm telling you, this is war on all fronts. And it's only going to get a bit more louder after the inauguration. And yeah, military on the streets now being floated. You might have heard about that. Military in the streets. What does that mean? And here's what it's all about here. That's what it's all about. This is Ellen. This is how they communicate to each other. My friend who used to work for Ellen as a writer, he tells me, oh, Gene, I never saw anything. Well, of course not, Adam. You're not in the club. Okay? They're not picking you to be in the club. You don't fit the prerequisites to be in that club. And these are the people who we're going after. You don't hear from LeBron James anymore, missing. You don't hear from Michelle Obama, missing. Jamie Foxx, they're using clones. They're chipping these things. I mean, they're so far advanced in the future. People are literally throwing shade on mannequins at this point. So this is what it's all about here. Okay. What say you out there? Is this fire all about the PETA wood? Feel free to call in if you like to join the convo. You never know if these are going to be our last shows before the inauguration. All hell breaks loose. But we're going to be with you every step of the way. Yes, we are. I do have an announcement too to make. We will become officially, Realty Media will become an official affiliate of the wellness company, Dr. Peter McCollum's wonderful company. For all those who are looking for ivermectin all over the world, come to Realty Media and we'll get it to you. So I want to make that announcement. You'll probably see that coming to the works starting next week. Okay, a few more things here. Dolly's Art says Fortis Power Company in BC will charge $16 a month to have your smart meter turned off. They sent out a good old-fashioned meter reader guide to read. I had them turn ours off at the beginning. Yeah. Well, you know what? When cold fusion comes into play, which is what we're trying to bring to the United States, we're going to be having an entirely different conversation. You know, so far, a lot of the convo is, left and right paradigm convos. But I tell people the conversations we're going to have about solving a lot of our ailments in this world are not even on the menu yet. They're not even out of the Pandora's box. They're not even in the lexicon of people. I'm telling you, Lena Star Moon, fantastic team. Thank you very much. Maddie Lynn, thank you. Good news team. Thank you. Fika Boom, who is keeping an eye on everything Hollywood. She says, yep, celebrities are definitely quiet, and I'm loving it. I think the whole Diddy thing has them really scared. Now, and you'll notice, too, a lot of these starlets. Let's take the guy who did Aquaman. I don't watch those type of movies. Just assume I don't, but we know who these people are. These people become stars, and next thing you know, they're preaching and giving a talk at the UN about climate change. So what I'm telling you is what we're seeing in LA is a self-inflicted wound that's designed to be that way and also helps the smart cities. But it's designed to ruin the evidence the same way the WEF designed in 2005 to plant dirty bombs all over the United States in 2005 for when the time comes for the Great Reset years from then, they can start blowing up all parts of the United States. Where have we seen this before? Spain, Madrid. They didn't want to go along with COVAX in Spain. Bomb, Madrid. Certain countries in Africa don't want to go along with it. Well, they kill the presidents, or they die of a heart attack or suicide. Just so pressing. Just so pressing. Hammer Time says nerds become superheroes too. I think we're fighting the nerds. I think we've been witnessing the revenge of the nerds for like a dozen years now. You know? Dolly's Arc says we should talk before joining the wellness team, Dean. Their supplements cannot get into cellular level. You need to come on board with our breaking technology supplement company. Dolly, please feel free to email me. I'm very eager to offer ivermectin for our incredible global audience here. We have a lot of people in England who can't get it, and I need to get it to them. A lot of people and all over the place. The NHS. Email us at info@realdealmedia.tv, info@realdealmedia.tv. Okay. We're going to continue here. It's like a call-in show, isn't it? Yes. Mr. Walton says, used a vet drug dog dewormer. Yeah. I'm getting some for somebody, but these things, I'll tell you, it is so hard to get ivermectin. You got to get a doctor's prescription in some cases. You have to go through an Indian website. Then it takes 3 weeks to get to you. I mean, everything manufactured is so difficult to get. They make it hard, and it's curing cancer left and right, everybody. I don't even know. Mary Gingloff, she says, I saw that Tom Hanks' house was not touched by fire. Every house was gone. I'm not sure if this is credible info. Well, I would say, yeah, him and Rita Wilson, they're long gone. They're out of the U.S. Yeah, a lot of these stars are. You kind of wonder who tipped them off. Why is a Ukrainian general in L.A.? You ever wonder that? E-cash, fembendazole. Yes, that too as well. Absolutely. Remdesivir has killed so many people in this pandemic, and so has the miracle jabs, and that's going to be coming out too. That's why they don't want Bobby Kennedy to be the head of the health system of the United States. Okay, so anyways, here let's speaking of health here. Speaking of health, if you decry something long enough, the slow hand and hammer of government usually comes around eventually. It could take a while, but in this case, the red dyes now that are in virtually every kid cereal, especially Trix. Well, now it's the era is over now. U.S. now bans red food dye over possible cancer risk. Health authorities. No shit. Yeah, I could buy a Foot Starburst now. Yes, because I love my diabetes starter pack. So yeah, they're banning it now because blood's on the hands of these sea suckers. Decades after scientific evidence raised alarm, Red 3, as it's called, it's currently used by 3,000 food companies in the United States, according to a nonprofit environmental working group. FDA is revoking the authorized uses in food ingested drugs. Red number 3 in the color additive regulations, said the Department of Health and Human Services. There you have it. The people are scattering like chickens. Notably, the FDA determined as early as 1990 that Red 3 should be banned in cosmetics because it's linked to the thyroid cancer. So this is important to know. 1990 is an important year, as we shared with you. That's the year they came up with the trans agenda. That's the year they came up with poisoning the foods in the United States. By 1995, you had the so-called nutrition facts. You also had everybody who is a doctor telling you to follow the food pyramid, the food groups, drink your milk. That's when they changed from sugar to high fructose corn syrup in virtually everything. And aspartame, which is the fecal matter of bacteria if you drink diet soda. So now they're scrambling because it's going to come out. The cure for cancer is underneath the hen's house over there for the FDA. They have it. We can cure these people. We can save lives all over the world. Us as Americans, we have the answer. And soon, maybe Canada will too, if they become our 51st state. I'll tell you about, see, Trump saying 51st state for Canada. You know what this does? Not that this gets Doug Ford, the premier of somewhere in the South, I forget what city in Canada. It gets them to say, oh, Canada's not for sale. Canada's not for sale. Do you see what Trump got? So Canada's not for sale. And then when all the evidence comes out, oh, yes, it is. And the Chinese are the purchasers. Do you see how they all just got set up right now? God, it's so good. So good. Okay, here's some other people talking here. We have Lena Star Moon who says red dye is still in makeup. Is it really? Sorry to hear that. There goes that. We have Farm Girl who says, did you hear Biden refunded $120 million today? I did not hear that. eCash, total revenge of the nerds. That was so funny. Yes, I hate nerds. Amazing Faces. Remdesivir killed my brother. I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. A lot of good people were taken out. And, another thing this highlights too, especially people who have to take care of older adults out there, that it pays off to have a hospital representative for yourself, a chaperone for your older parents out there, because they're going to get taken advantage of. You need to have an advocate in the hospital these days. It's a big old gulag. So I'm sorry to hear that. There will be retribution. There will be. Okay, anyways, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to do a few more stories, a lot more of your comments, questions, concerns. And I think we'll try to pull one of the stars from the theater here who's performing here tonight. We'll see if we can pull that in. You're watching Real Deal Media's What Say You? We haven't done this in a while. What say you? More of your calls, questions after these quick messages.
People all over America break down and cry like this. Call 1-900-9099-CRY and hear it for yourself. $2 for the first minute, 45 cents each additional minute. If you're under 18, ask your parents before you call. 1-900-9099-CRY.
Okay, we are back. We are back to Real Deal Media's What Say You. Yes, we are. I'm still Dean Brown, who's cruising with you in the Midnight Beyond. Yes, I am. Yes, and I'm feeling good. Tonight's show is brought to you by the Real Deal Media members. Have you heard about it? Are you a member? And if not, why not become a night owl? That's right, become a visionaire, debonair, play from the Himalayas, be iconic and not ironic. Go to realdealmedia.tv/membership. And what a great impromptu night we had the other night. We had the new members only show Happy Hour, which we will probably do this Friday and Saturday. Loving it. Discovering all kinds of new activities and IPAs for that fact. Certainly love IPAs. Yes, that'll be this weekend. Become a member. Also, thank you to everybody who has donated. We are not part of Conservative Inc., as you know. We are shadow banned. You'll never see us promoted. We're word of mouth. We're the redheaded stepchildren in the industry, filled with, well, saturation. Let's just be honest. So thank you for everyone who's donated to Real Deal Go at givesendgo.com. Okay, so anyways, let's continue now. This is incredible. We're going to watch a few minutes of this. I finally found who I was talking about. Senator Elizabeth Warren, a total hag. Total hag. And I don't use that word lightly. We're going to watch Pocahontas question Pete Hegseth, no matter how you feel about him. Him talking about how women shouldn't be in the battlefield. That makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. Although I don't really, I'm not on board with his, dogmas with Israel. This is worth watching. We'll talk after, and then we'll discuss some Canadian issues here. Here it is.
Senator Warren.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and Mr. Hegseth, thank you. Thank you for your service. So if you're confirmed as Secretary of Defense, you will oversee our military, including about 250,000 women who currently serve on active duty in the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Space Forces, and the Marines. And I have serious concerns that your behavior toward women disqualifies you from serving in this role. Now, I've been trying to get answers from you for quite some time on this. You haven't wanted to meet or to answer any of my questions. So we'll just have to do it here and dive in. I want to pick up on some of the questions asked by Senator Shaheen and Gillibrand and Hirono. And I just want to make sure we have a list of some of the facts that I think are undisputed. I'm not going to talk about anonymous sources. I'm just going to quote you directly. We've got the video. We've got it in print. So going back to January 2013, you told a Fox News interviewer that women in the military simply couldn't measure up.
Yeah. Is it possible for this hag to just ask a quick question? Like, we forgot why we're here watching this. It took her so damn long. Here, let's get to the bottom of this.
To men in the military, saying that allowing women to serve in combat roles would force the military to lower the bar. You picked up on that same theme in 2015, making remarks on Fox News, referring to women in combat as, quote, it would erode standards. June 2024, you said on Ben Shapiro's podcast, quote, women shouldn't be in combat at all. And then, of course, we've talked about it in 2024. You published a book, and you say on page 26 of your book, we need moms, but not in the military, especially in combat units. Page 48 of your book, you claim that women should not be in combat roles, because men are distracted by women. And then 10 weeks ago, you appeared on the Sean Ryan show and said, I'm straight up just saying we should not have women in combat roles. Now, I presume you recall making all these statements?
Senator, I'm not familiar with the article you're pointing to in 2013, but it underscores my argument completely, because in that 2013 argument, I was talking about standards.
So
standards are what it's always been about,
let's not
Senator.
have this same fight again.
Always been about Senate
I've quoted
standards.
you directly. We've got the video. We're happy to show it. But I want to be clear here. For 12 years, you were quite open about your views, and your views were consistently the same. Women are inferior soldiers, sailors, Marines, airmen, and guardians. And in case anyone missed the point, and these are your words from 10 weeks ago, women absolutely straight up should not be permitted to serve in combat. And I notice on each of these.
Let me stop it there. Let me stop it there. Let me ask the women here who are watching here tonight. Is that so wrong to say that women shouldn't be in combat during wartime? Is that horrible? Is that like the worst thing you've ever heard? I mean, how many women actually are striving to be in that job? And are Russian troops doing it? Are North Korean troops? China? We're like the most limp-wristed like federal government in all of history. It's so stupid. Let's watch the snap-on wig wearing Pocahontas, just total infiltrator here in the U.S. Elizabeth Warren.
Quotes. Those are said without qualification. It's not by how much you can lift or how fast you can run. They don't belong in combat, period. Or your words, straight up. And then on November 9th, 2024,
oh my God,
32 days after your last public comment saying that women absolutely should not be in combat, you declared that, quote, some of our greatest warriors are women. And you support having them serve in combat. Now, that is a very, very big about face in a very, very short period of time. So help me understand, Mr. Hegseth,
God,
what
who let grandma
extraordinary
out?
event happened in that 32-day period that made you change the core values you had expressed for the preceding 12 years?
Senator, again, I very much appreciate you bringing up my comments from 2013, because for me, this issue has always been about standards. And unfortunately, because of some of the people that have been in political power for the last 4 years, priorities other than standards, lethality, and meritocracy have driven decision-making.
I'm quoting you from the podcast. Women shouldn't be in combat at all. Where is the reference to standards? That they should be there if they can carry, if they can run. I don't see that at all, Mr. Hegseth. What I see is that there's a 32-day period in which you suddenly have another description about your views of women in the military. And I just want to know what changed in the 32 days that the song you sang is not the song you come in here today to sing.
Senator, the concerns I have and the concerns that many have had, especially in ground combat units, is that in pursuit of certain percentages or quotas, standards have been changed. And that makes the combat more difficult.
Let me make a
for everybody
suggestion
involved.
about what happened in that 32 days. You got a nomination from President Trump. Now, I've heard of deathbed conversions, but this is the first time I've heard of a nomination conversion. And I hope you understand that many women serving in the military right now.
What this blabbering bitch, you know, she can't answer the question. Because she can't ask it, and she's really, and they don't want to touch any Christian Zionist beliefs. They want to use the gender divide. This is the best Democrats got. My God, it's rotting to the core. Who are they going to run just a few years from now? Because it ain't her. And anyone we've seen, they got nothing left. We're like fighting, like we're tripping over little morsels in the carpet here. Let's get to the big question where he slam dunked it right in this phony.
Reverse those views and go back to the old guy who said straight up, women do not belong in combat. Now, Mr. Hegseth, you have written that after they retire, generals should be banned from working for the defense industry for 10 years. You and I agree on the corrosive effects of the revolving door between the Pentagon and defense contractors. It's something I would have liked to talk with you about if you'd come and been willing to visit with me. But the question I have for you on this is, will you put your money where your mouth is and agree that when you leave this job, you will not work for the defense industry for 10 years?
Senator, it's not even a question I've thought about, because it's
think
not
about it
one
right
that-
now.
It's not one, my motivation for this job.
I understand
has never
that. I
been
just
about
need
what
a
could
yes or no
conceivably
here.
come next.
Time is short. I just need a yes or no.
I would consult with the president about what the policy should be
In
at the Defense
other
Department.
words, you're quite sure that every general who serves should not go directly into the defense industry for 10 years. You're not willing to make that same pledge?
I'm not a general, Senator.
You'll be the one.
All right. That's great. I'm not a general. Apologies for that. Sometimes you need a little salt to Tastes just a speck of sugar, don't you? That's what some of the confirmation hearings look like today. Completely, utterly stupid. These are so fake. These are so fake. May Lynn says, geez, she's a hard ass. Yeah. And a corrupt one, too, at that. We have Roddy Wood, who says, I'm military age fighting male in America. I do not want to serve next to a bunch of women. I'm a man. Abs, I protect women and children. I don't want to see them in battlefield. Rowdy Wood, yeah. In fact, Rowdy, I'd love to have you in a foxhole next to me as we fight the enemy. Glad to see you here. Thank you. That's true. Let me scroll all the way up here. Tess M says she won't let him answer. She loves to hear herself preach and lecture. Yeah, because she's just reading. She's just reading what her handlers gave her. It's just a total ignorant ditz. What is wrong with the people in the northeast of the United States, like Vermont, Connecticut, New England area? I mean, how do they keep pumping these total phony, fraudulent freakheads into power? It's just there's nothing liberal about it. It's total fascist. Almanjat says, "Big mouth bitch." Yeah, absolutely. So articulate, so annoying. Ekash says, Poca Heine is so annoying, even when she's not trying to be annoying. She's annoying. Yeah, I feel bad for her husband. I wish he's looking for that heart attack machine, isn't he? Isn't he? Okay, let's go to Rumble here. Yeah, pretty sure it's a snap wig. Thank you. Love that comment. Not sure. Real Domi looks like she shaved the hair off. Trump has to make it. Not sure what that means, but we're eager to find out. Here's another one. Mary Gangloff says, no, I wouldn't want to be in combat. Shut up, lady. You should be in combat. Yeah. Who would want to be in combat with that hag? Annecy says there are women who want to be in that job. However, there are jobs that women shouldn't be in because we are the weaker vessel, which is why men shouldn't be able to compete in women's sports. That's right. I would also add men shouldn't be maybe in the delivery rooms of women when they're having children and stuff. I was just informed recently on that women or men are no longer in the cigar smoking rooms during birth. I had no idea. So I learned something new. A lot of new things I'm learning, and it's just unbelievable. Okay, here's let me go to this. And in regards to Canada, do we see how this now opens the conversation of who truly owns Canada? This is going to open the CCP Pandora box even more so in Canada, especially with Oliveira Pavarotti, who's coming in there. It's going to look really great. Just something to be seen. But yeah, I mean, now if Alberta, which is like the supposed Texas in Canada, if they would like to join a treaty or a union outside of Canada, feel free to do it. But, I think you're in good hands either way. Better U.S. than China is all I'm saying. Better U.S. than China. All right, here's one more here. There's a new boycott now, sparking fears as users are now leaving a new mass exodus in Meta. Well, you might have heard the new Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah, the new Mark Zuckerberg, who looked like he just got back from a Grateful Dead concert. Yeah, marijuana leaf and all. He's now turn the new page. And it certainly has, as now there's a new boycott underway for Facebook and Meta, Instagram. Yeah, Meta pivots to the so-called right, sparks boycotts and user exodus. I didn't know being for free speech is now right, being on the right side, the fringe right. I did not know that. These are new terms. Some users are fleeing Meta platforms to alternatives like Blue Sky. I'm sure. For Meta and its CEO, Mark Zuckerberg announced a serious shifted company policies to the right. Barrage of changes, fact-checking programs. You mean the ones that are funded by Johnson & Johnson, the ones who've ruined so many people's careers, attempting to ruin mine currently, the people that have marked yours surely down as a person of interest. Oh, yeah. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that. Also, person of interest. Anyways, so it's all changing. It's all changing here. Facebook, they're going to come back to what they used to be. Hopefully, they'll be kinder to real deal media. I've been stuck at a certain amount for now, well over 3 years. Now, some people in closing have abandoned some of Meta's platforms, they're saying, while continuing to use others. Stanford University law professor Mark Lemley, who represents Meta in copyright disputes involving AI, announced Monday that he would be dropping the company as a client and reconsidering his use of Meta's platforms. Give you an idea of just the buffoonery I'm alluding to. Well, this particular egghead, one of the Revenge of the Nerds, as we stated earlier, well, he said the following, quote, "I've struggled with how to respond to Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook's descent into toxic masculinity and neo-Nazi madness." Toxic masculinity. The thing the American Psychology Board wanted to rid over 10 years ago to kill the military might of the United States. We see how that works. The neo-Nazi, everyone's a Nazi now. Lemley wrote, "So while I have thought about quitting Facebook, I find great value in the connections and friends I have here, and it doesn't seem fair that I should lose that because Zuckerberg is having a midlife crisis." So, welcome to the club. Everybody on Facebook's having a midlife crisis. We were censored. People who were injured by miracle jabs were kicked off. They go back in your history. God forbid you said anything pleasant about the Tea Party in 2009. All this ex post factoid jargon, to use legalese on all of us here tonight. So, yeah, he's getting it, and he's getting it as he should. Mark Zuckerberg's got blood on his hands. Embassy says, "Americans, would you hand over your country to Canada?" Yeah, rephrase the question, please. It's not black and white. It's not that black and white. But you understand, it gets the combo opening now to get Canadians to talk about, who is really running our government, who really owns things, and why are there so many damn Chinese here? You see? Anyways, that's how far back I am. But just so you know, Katie Cat says, "Blue Sky is FB owned." I did not know that. Do we need a profile there, Katie Cat? We have Real General Mahdi saying, "Back from Grateful Dead concert." Yes, he is. Can't you smell him from here? We have Wanda Keeper says, "Hi guys, was in the wrong site." Welcome. You're in the right site now. Well, it's a great day to learn something new, Amazing Faces. Yes, it is. I learn something new every day. We have so many new people. I want to share this. This is a zany story. Does everyone like zany stories? I don't get to do them as much. Well, you never know who you're performing to, who you're showcasing to, and who you're sharing news with. And certainly, I've been doing this for a long time, but sometimes we get a lot of really kooky people. And sometimes we receive some very kooky emails. And I'm going to share one of those kooky messages to all of you tonight as a What Say You exclusive. Just exactly what I see behind the scenes from people from all walks of life. And it's a bit chilling, but it shows you that there's some programming out there that people are like programmed to find me in these very, very tumultuous times. So I'm going to show you this. This was from a supposed viewer. Goes by Sandy Galloway. None of this makes sense, but it begs the question for me, as I've thought in the past, who's paying these people to come after yours truly? Who is sending people to come after me, to infiltrate, to stalk, to impersonate, and to take down yours truly all this time? And what I'm about to show you kind of explains that there's some weird stuff going on. So this was sent to me Monday night. I'm going to make sure we're all set up here. Or Monday afternoon, rather. And a lot of stuff just 20 things all at one time. 20 things all at one time. Here we go. Monday at 4:46 p.m. Eastern. This is what I received from a supposed real viewer. Check this out. Here it is. None of this makes sense. So we see a pictorial of God knows who. Never met this woman, never spoke to her. She goes, that is supposed to marry me now. Who makes this shit up? Dad, what did you do? Or Mel Gibson can come to my apartment. Is burn down whichever one. Seriously, you can talk to me. Seriously, you can talk to me. That's all. Romantically, because I'm a nice girl, really. Thank you, Willy Wonka. Thank you, Willy Wonka. Do we understand the just craziness romantically? Okay, so then I get more photos, right? There's Elvis, Melvis. We don't even know some of these people. Don't know this woman. That's it. Supposed to marry me now. Who can make this shit up? Dad, what did you do? So who's she talking to? Maybe you're seeing someone else. If you have fun, you can skip me altogether. Seriously, don't make people do things against will. Prearranged marriages. Who did that? God. Exactly. I collected you for 8 years. How about that? And now you're on different timelines of us all. I just eliminated the whole time, blah, blah, blah. Look at this. Diamonds. I'm a disabled veteran. I mean, yeah. So this is someone who's watching, and they're getting messages from me. Look at the Blanco dog sign. Weird stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Program to kill, program to annoy, program to stalk. This is what happens when you're a person of interest. You get these wild cards who come after you now. And it continues now. I'm a real person. A science project collected 8 years of you. Not sure what that means. Yeah, I need to get laid, so fuck off. Don't I get to deserve a little romance before I die? I was told I'm a nice girl, but I deserve something nice before I die. There you have it. Weird stuff. I got people after me. Happens all the time. We have Ranger Buck says Chinese bot farms for $500. Could be. Blue Sky says you get a lot of drunks, Dean. Absolutely. Tons of drunks. It's been the biggest adversary of the show of people I've worked with. You never know how to deal with a drunk until you have to. Because, I'm not a drinker out there and didn't grow up around it. It's some weird stuff. Weird stuff. Okay, here's another one here. Ranger Buck says, what's up? Wasn't notified, damn YouTube. Oh, they never notify me. Just every night, 10 p.m., just kind of plan on it. Always around that time. We try to make the marker. Okay, Ranger Buck says, that one might be real. I think she lives in Seattle. She told me how she was in love with a guy named Dean. Really? That could be it. Not many of us out there. Tulip Morgan says, not me. Not me, yes. There's two real deal medias playing. That might be a problem. Okay, here's another one, finally, and then we're going to continue on here. Shame on Naga, who tried to run on Naga, who buck wild with the trigger, old dirty. Yeah. Did I just do a DUI test and not know it? Thank you for that. Okay. Here's a very lighthearted story. Before we continue on here. A lot of people said, well, what can we expect for Inauguration Day? Carrie Underwood's supposed to be playing. Now there's a boycott on her. She's a traitor to women, apparently. But now we can report, this is now breaking news, that the Village People will be playing at Trump's inauguration. Yes, that's right. The renowned hitmakers of 1978's YMCA, which is about a hangout place for young men. No reason. Will be there inauguration day singing. In a statement, the band expressed their belief that music transcends politics, especially late 70s disco. After online anger, the band stated, we believe that music is to be performed without regard to politics, and also while wearing assless chaps, if we can add. So there it is. If you were around in the 70s, you probably remember them. If you were in gay bars in the 70s, you definitely remember them. Who can forget? Just to wet your village people whistle there. There it is. So you have the Indian, you have the biker, you have construction guy, cowboy guy, Judas Priest guy, and I guess the military guy who we all forgot about. Something to look forward to Monday. Can't wait. Can't wait for that. We have Ranger Buck who says, did you see the crazy chin muscle on Biden tonight during his going away speech? He must work that thing out. No, I did not see that. I did not see that. Is it worth seeing? Send me a link, please. Send me a link. And we have Mona Keeper says, hey, Leo. Leo says, hey, big sexy. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Watland says, CCR Trump cover, not no senator's son. Fortunate son, yeah. Fortunate son. I met Creedence Clearwater Revival. I met John Fogerty a long time ago. I was in Knott's Berry Farm working, and I was in the latrine. I was peeing, and I looked to my right, and I noticed, I'll be damned, that's John Fogerty from Creedence Clearwater Revival, and I'm about 17 years old. And I did probably one of the worst things you can ever do in a restroom or a meeting. As he was relieving himself, I turned to him and I said, do you know who you are? Fortunate Son's the greatest song of all time. Poor guy, he didn't even zip himself up yet, and he was pretty freaked out by me. He probably doesn't remember, but that's my CCR story. Dating yourself. No. This wasn't 50 years ago. It's like 15 or 20. Yeah. Anyways, that's how that one is. Okay. I'd love to see the Biden butt chin, but we're running out of time. I just want to say tomorrow, some show notes here. Tomorrow, you're going to see the season premiere of 6 Underground Los Angeles Tunnels tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern. Just incredible in-depth 6 Underground of what's really happening in LA, how long it's been going on, and where these tunnels lead up to. And I think the answers to who started the fire, who's behind it, they lie underneath the ground. So don't want to miss that tomorrow night. Also, Inauguration Monday. Mark your calendars. We'll be giving color commentary round the clock Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern, live. Don't want to miss it. Jim Fetzer, myself, Mike Adams, and many others stopping by for that day. And then finally, over the weekend, you might find me too, especially the members. Happy Hour with Dean Ryan. Don't want to miss that. And prepare for Monday. Okay, I'm out of here. I want to thank all of you for being here tonight. Dolly's Art says, in good old days, 70s music, CCR played at our junior high school, along with many other great groups. Yeah, great band. Great American band. Yeah, I love it. Hikaboom says, Biden's speech tonight was mostly propaganda, talking about climate change and bashing billionaire unelected oligarchs and big tech. No idea who he was referring to. Thank you. I love the transcripts of it all. I'm trying to get out of here. Ms. Rollins says, Biden seated at Resolute desk. Okay. And then tomorrow, Tracy Lynn, tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern. Yes. You don't want to miss that if you're just getting here. Tomorrow, you're going to see big episode, Los Angeles Tunnels. You don't want to miss that. Okay, that is it. Under the Getty, besides Palisades, yeah. We're gonna revisit that and some of the work I did 5 years ago on it. I'm rehashing out. You're gonna see all of that and a whole lot more. You don't want to miss that. So for a very flu-riddled Jim Fetzer, who should be, we hope is getting better soon, and for a very tired Aaron Cates, both of them will be back with me over the weekend. I'm Dean Ryan saying thank you for sharing a bit of your night. What say you right here at Real Deal Media's Finest? Until next time, always remember to stay tuned. Always remember to stay awake. Good night, everybody.
Let the love in darkness and the light is running